How's it going, peeps? Welcome back to Viva La Coin. I am Joe. I will be your host for today's episode as we cover the world's largest decentralized exchange, Uniswap. Not only is it a top 10 cryptocurrency at the moment, recently getting there over the past couple weeks, but also has a lot of promising updates for it coming out in the future. How do you use it to find cryptocurrencies that aren't readily available to you on the main exchanges that we've covered, such as Coinbase or Binance? And is it something I would recommend the average person getting into based on some of the different fees or problems that you could come across when doing trading on decentralized platforms such as Uniswap? So if you have any additional questions after we film this video and you want to leave them down in the comments below, we will get back to you. I saw someone commented on the last one, so I will be sure to comment and respond to you there shortly. And as always, if you could, leave a like on the video, share it to whoever you can in your life, because as you know, I am trying to push us to 100 subscribers before I repeat a single Hawaiian shirt. I still have a couple left, but we're getting pretty close. I'm running low and I need your guys' help. We need about 26 more subscribers at this point. I believe we're at 74. So if you could, share that video or show someone else it that you know in their life. It doesn't have to be this one. It could be any of the other ones, and I'm sure that they would appreciate it. But let's just go ahead and dive into the content today. So as always, we're going to take a quick peeky poo over at Bitcoin, who is still performing phenomenally. So we are looking at right now 59.3. And of course, this weekend, I said we were going to look pretty strong because next weekend, especially prior to Friday, probably Thursday, we're going to see some big dumping across the board due to CME futures coming up, which are basically massive trades that are in that affect the market, and everyone tries to dump it at that point, which is why we had the big dips at the end of January and then subsequently towards the end of February, starting off the week prior to the last Friday in Feb. So just a couple things to keep in mind there with Bitcoin, but right now, rising tide lifts all ships, and Bitcoin is spilling over nicely into the altcoins. So just to take a quick peek as well, for anyone that did watch our VeChain video, we are up now about 30% since filming that video, and we only put it up a couple days ago. So if anyone did listen and go and find that on those different exchanges, congrats. Definitely a nice turnaround there. They're a project we believe in. I just wanted to point that out. And should you need to access some of these cryptocurrencies on a different platform, I did leave my Voyager code on a couple previous videos, but I'll leave that down there below as well. And you'll be able to access cryptocurrencies such as Polkadot or VeChain on there. And if you use that link, we'll each get $25 worth of free Bitcoin. So definitely something to take advantage of. But the topic of today's video is none other than Uniswap. So you guys get to hear me talk about a unicorn-based cryptocurrency. What is it? What does it do? Why is it so expensive? So if we look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies right now, Uniswap is actually in the top 10 at number 8, just surpassing Chainlink and Litecoin to take that spot. Now, XRP is still above it. However, with their issues with the SEC, we're going to cover that on our own video. So I personally believe that they should be taking this number 7 spot soon enough if their new version that I'll mention briefly in a moment goes over smoothly as it should. But what is Uniswap? So Uniswap is what is referred to as a decentralized exchange. So you have your different exchanges such as Coinbase or Binance, and you can go and purchase cryptocurrencies there and trade and convert. However, they are still companies owned and ran by people behind the scenes. So I mentioned in one of our previous videos when I was talking about Coinbase adding Cardano that Coinbase is actually going through an IPO or an initial public offering for their stock. And they actually just issued, I believe, like 114 million shares or something that will be available. I think that was pretty close to the number. But they are still public companies. They are centralized in nature. So people in the cryptocurrency space tend to want to get away from that idea of centralization, right? How can we eliminate a trust-based system to make sure that everything we do, including trading, including swapping cryptocurrencies or making investments or purchases, is handled in a decentralized way? And that's what Uniswap helps to solve. And it hasn't been around for too long. Let me try and see. The yearly chart for them wasn't loading when I was clicking into it prior. Yeah, it gives me this weird straight line. But they've really started to come to prominence towards the fall, early fall of last year, when the big DeFi boom first occurred. And they have been going up ever since, now sitting at $32.50 per Uniswap token. Now, they have been fighting with a bunch of competition in various different decentralized exchanges from Binance and other ecosystems, but the Uniswap platform runs on Ethereum. So Ethereum is the blockchain that Uniswap trades with. It's the main currency that's used to purchase different cryptocurrencies on it. And that actually is to its own detriment at the moment. When I talked about Ethereum gas fees, or the fees in order to trade or do different things with Ethereum were going through the roof and super expensive. Well, that includes trading on Uniswap. So oftentimes over the past couple months, some of the transactions and purchases on Uniswap were costing dozens of dollars, sometimes even a couple $100. I did a few trades on Uniswap. I think the most I was paying was about $250 at a couple points. They really went through the roof the more congested the Ethereum network got. So I always put that out to err on the side of caution, that until Ethereum gets a lot of their issues solved, Uniswap is still hindered by being predominantly anchored on that Ethereum or ERC20 blockchain. But let's talk a little bit about the cryptocurrency in general. So right now, they have a total market cap of $16.9 billion, which is still a very high market cap. Comparatively, they are definitely one of the bigger players in the game. But you can see the difference between even numbers 7 and 8 with XRP and Uniswap. They're almost half. Is even Polkadot sitting there at that number 6 spot, and Tether is a stable coin. So you see a pretty big gap there between the top decentralized exchange and some of the top just networks such as Polkadot, Cardano, Binance, and Ethereum. However, I do believe that they have room to grow, and they've established themselves as a big player in the game. Their total circulating supply right now is 521 million in change, and that is with 52% of them circulating. A total over time will eventually be released, and it comes out to be 1 billion Uniswap tokens will eventually be available to everyone to purchase. So when you are holding these tokens, it is the native cryptocurrency that backs the Uniswap protocol, that swaps everything behind the scenes and allows this decentralized exchange to operate. Now, if you remember, when I talked about having a permissionless, immutable and fallible system on a blockchain, you don't have people or third parties putting through different trades on this decentralized exchange. Uniswap runs completely autonomously, and you just trade your Ethereum on top of it for different cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to give you a visual of what that looks like. And this is extremely important for those of you that are maybe in cryptocurrency already, but you want to further expand into maybe some lower cap altcoins that aren't available on some of the major exchanges. Oftentimes you can find it on Uniswap. Now, when we go into the actual Coinbase page here, so I'm bringing up Coinbase to show how I would get set up to use Uniswap's decentralized exchange. So if I go into, let's just check the prices here for Uniswap. So I can actually give you a full breakdown. Oh, and real quick, guys, check this out. So Cardano is listed now on Coinbase officially, not just Coinbase Pro, but Coinbase in general. And you can now go and purchase that as well. So exciting stuff there, and I'm looking forward to see what is next for them. on their roadmap. But if we look at Uniswap's price history, let's go ahead and look at their 1-year history. So right around January is when this full bull market went into effect, because Bitcoin started to rise heavily around end of November into December, and altcoins in Ethereum tend to follow after Bitcoin. So every time you see Bitcoin do a leg up, those altcoins will continue to then follow it, usually at a delay. So sometimes a couple weeks after, sometimes maybe only 1 week after, but usually it's Bitcoin moves, then Ethereum moves, then the other alts move. But you can see even back in January, it was $3. And now it is up to $32 in change. So exciting stuff for them. Now, if you remember too, you can always see the metrics and the information about them in Coinbase if you use Coinbase. But with Coinbase, there is a secondary application that you can download on either your iPhone or Android, whatever smartphone you use, and that is your Coinbase Wallet. Now, if you remember, I showed you in the Binance system, they pair up with Trust Wallet, where you can store your cryptocurrencies and trade different things on the Binance Smart Chain. Well, Coinbase has a wallet as well, and this is where you get to store your crypto off of the exchange. Now, it's still less secure than a hard wallet, which I still have to cover in a video, but I feel like it's a little bit more complicated than what most of you will need to cover as of right now. But when you move your crypto into this wallet, you have essentially moved it off the exchange. So if the exchange crashes, if people use smaller exchanges and one of them, God forbid, gets hacked, then you won't have to worry about losing your crypto. You'll have it protected. You'll just want to make sure to protect your private keys, protect your passwords, use Google Authenticator, whatever you want to do to make sure that your information is safe. Then that way you won't have to worry about someone coming in and stealing your shit. But the reason why I mentioned Coinbase Wallet is what I did a long time ago is I traded some of my cryptocurrency into my Coinbase Wallet. And let's say it was Ethereum, and I moved it into my Coinbase Wallet. So I would hit send, I would enter my wallet address in that tab right there. I showed you guys how to do that on Binance. It's the same procedure. You just go to your wallet, find out what the receive address is for your Ethereum, make sure you're selecting the right cryptocurrency, and send it over to that Coinbase wallet. But once it's in there, once it's in your Coinbase wallet, you can sync your wallets up to different protocols or applications such as Uniswap. And since Ethereum is the main currency that is used to trade on Uniswap, since it's all built on top of the Ethereum network, that's what I would move into my Coinbase wallet, and then I would sync it up to Uniswap. Now, when I say sync it up, they actually have a website, uniswap.org. Now, air of caution here. So make sure you're on uniswap.org. There are a ton of copycat and scam sites out there trying to fuck people over and steal their stuff. Make sure you are on the proper website. It gives you all the different statistics and tie-ins, and it's always uniswap.org. Don't go to uniswap.com. Don't go to uniswap.org1. Make sure you're on the right site. But once you're on here, you can dig through their different products and developers and different information about them. I always encouraged to go and learn more about different cryptocurrencies. But in this case, we're going to hit Use Uniswap. And I already did that on the next tab. And I am now on the Uniswap Decentralized exchange. Now, I did sync up my Coinbase wallet here, and it shows the Ethereum that I have in that wallet. Now, I almost always do this on my cell phone. I don't typically do it on my computer, but I tried to get this to load, and I'm not sure if it will, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. So let's say if I wanted to pick a cryptocurrency that I wanted to buy, let's say BPro. So this is one that I imported from a different site, but that's the contract for them. If I wanted to buy some of that cryptocurrency, I would type in whatever amount I wanted to buy, and the Uniswap protocol would then tell me for 1% of an Ethereum or 0.01 Ethereum, I would get 663 BPro, which BPro in this case is just a gaming more attention-based currency token that I own a fair amount of. But that's how I would be able to see what coin I'm buying, how much it's worth, and you can do a ton of different swaps here. They have so many different cryptocurrencies listed. And if at any point you ever want to go and find other cryptos that are not on it, a website you can use is Etherscan, ETHERSCAN.com. And they'll have all the coin information for anything you look up there, including the contract information. Again, very complicated, so I'm not expecting a lot of you to go and do this, but it's cool to see and know, especially if you intend to get deeper into this over the next couple of years. So at this point, let's say I wanted to buy more BPRO and I have my Ethereum in my Coinbase wallet synced up. If I hit swap, so it brings up 1% of an Ethereum or 0.01 Ethereum for 663 BPRO. I would hit confirm swap, and then I'm waiting for confirmation. So it actually sent a ping to my cell phone, which it just wants me to confirm, hey, is this me? Or are you putting this through? So let me go ahead and pull this up. I had to refresh my app. Hopefully it doesn't cancel it out. Okay, so it popped up and it says confirm payment. So just to show you what this looks like, and hopefully you can see this, I'm hoping, but it is $18.48 worth of Ethereum to buy 663 BPRO. But the miner fee is $46. So the miner fee to buy $18 worth of BPRO is $46. Now, I just canceled out that transaction because I'm not going to do something so asinine. But it can go to show why Ethereum itself is having so many problems. Because if any normal fucking person wants to go in and trade other cryptocurrencies on these decentralized exchanges, then you better have a ski mask and go rob a fucking bank just to pay for the fees because they're so expensive. Now, by no means am I a bank robber, and even worse off, by no means am I a financial advisor. So don't take any of this as financial advice. It's simply educational. But I wouldn't use this protocol if you're new to crypto or if you don't have the funds to spend. If there is a cryptocurrency that you have researched, that you want to buy, that you can't get anywhere else and you want to buy it through here, then you can. I would just watch out, try and see if you can wait for a time where the fees are a little bit less, where the network's a little bit less congested. I believe that there are several good alternatives. There is PancakeSwap on Binance Smart Chain, which I believe they fell a little bit due to they had some issues with their security and some other things. Not them distinctly, but just some of the other protocols on there where people were losing stuff. And I actually held a pretty decent sized position in them when they were right about here. I sold out. I bought around 5 and I sold around like 13, 14. But I'll probably get back in. I'm just not holding them. However, the reason why I use PancakeSwap a lot over Uniswap is the fees are pennies on the dollar compared to dozens of dollars on smaller trades on Uniswap. This isn't an endorsement for Uniswap. This is just to educate everyone on how it operates in an actual functional use of Ethereum right now, even though it's more expensive. Now, for me, I do believe that the cryptocurrency itself, although seemingly pretty expensive already, $32.63 at the moment, it already did pump. If you're looking for a pretty safe bet of something stable that's going up, that will continue to go up, I do believe they will continue to go up. I don't show bullshit projections on here, so I'm not going to give you a number. However, I will say that they're releasing their version 3 here, I believe in the coming weeks. They haven't said a specific date, but there are rumblings that it's just about ready. And if they release that alongside Ethereum fixing some of their scalability issues in the short term with some of the different layer 2 solutions that they should be putting in place over the next 2 weeks, it's not the big Ethereum update in July, but it's enough that I think it's going to carry Uniswap forward very nicely. In my opinion, if I was going to spend $30 on a top 10 cryptocurrency that already pumped, that isn't one that we already covered, I feel more confident in Chainlink personally, and I haven't covered them yet. They're the last of the Big 10, not counting XRP or Tether, that I need to cover. But I feel much more confident in holding Chainlink over time than I do Uniswap, just because of what they do in not being hindered in the specific function that they serve by incredibly expensive fees at the moment. I have high hopes for Uniswap, and I do believe it's going to get better over time. But it's all things that I think about when I'm making decisions and trying to figure out what direction I want to go into. So hopefully, just looking into this a little bit gives you a better idea of when people talk about decentralized exchanges. And everyone's like, what do you mean? I have Coinbase. That's an exchange. Well, yes, but there are people that own it. They are companies. They charge their own specific fees to custody the cryptocurrency that they then have and then sell to you. And then they have to replace those stores. And they're always open to having different real world issues that companies have. This decentralized exchange isn't ran by anyone. It is just a protocol on the Ethereum network and just has some different issues when it comes to scalability and fees on Ethereum, not so much Uniswap. Uniswap, once Ethereum fixes its stuff, I expect it to continue to perform quite nicely. And I do believe that they have other incentives and interest that you can build on those tokens as time progresses. I don't have all the details on that right now, and I can't verify it, so I'm not going to give you any false numbers, but just all things to keep in mind and do some additional research on as well. But hopefully this video was informative and you learned something, and if you did, share it. I have a couple of lines left, but we're making that 100 subscriber push. I appreciate you guys so much. Any questions, leave them down below. Smash like on the video, and I will catch you guys next time.